We have now reached the end of the course, and what I am trying to do here is give you back control over your life, to be free of anxiety. What we're trying to do is replace the habit of anxiety with the habit of being positive or carefree or self-assured. So one of the questions I want to answer at the end is, how long does it take to establish a new habit? Is it days, weeks, months, years? Well, in the 1950s, a plastic surgeon called Maxwell Maltz noticed that with his patients, it took them 21 days or more to adjust to the changes that he'd made. So if somebody had had a nose operation, it took 21 days or more before they got used to it and stopped looking in the mirror and going, "Oh, who's that?" He also noticed the same sort of time periods himself. And in the 1960s, he wrote a very popular book, a million seller, where he discussed this. And he said that the formation of a habit takes a minimum of 21 days. What then happened was, this was picked up by a number of people, and a number of people who wanted to help others to make change and improve their lives. And it was quoted as, it takes 21 days to create a new habit. So, a little bit of detail left out there. The little bit of detail missing is a minimum of 21 days. So if you've read or somebody tells you, don't worry, 21 days you'll be free of it, it's not exactly true. More recently, a research neurologist from University College London has looked into this in more detail. The research is called Philippa Lally. And she put together a research programme, and her subjects were asked to set up new habits, and these could have been things like having a glass of water with every meal, or going for a walk every morning and every evening. And what she found when she brought all of those results together is that on average it takes 66 days for people to set up a new habit. Now, this is interesting. It's not a lot different to the period of time recommended for the full mindfulness practice, the 8-week program, which is 56 days. And so these two things are in the same region. Is 66 days a long time? Well, it all depends. How long have you been suffering from anxiety? A year? 2 years? 5 years? 10 years? Most of your life? If you've been suffering from anxiety for 10 years, 3,650 days, in less than 2% of that time, you can be free of it. And every day that you practice is one less. And 66 soon becomes 65, becomes 60, becomes 50. And as you practice more and more and enjoy more and more, then you will get more control over your anxiety attacks. It's not as if you have to wait 66 days and then it's suddenly cured. It is a progressive build-up. And one day, if I were to meet you in the street and say, "How are you now with your anxiety?" you would go, oh, I don't know, it's not a problem anymore. It's, I don't know, when I last had an attack, it's ages ago. And this is how it disappears. As the habit builds its way into the neural network and into implicit memory, then at one point we forget we've even had it. and we can't remember when we started to live our lives to the full. I wish you well with your practices, and thank you for listening to this course.